Jarl of Goats here with part 2 of episode 2 of our Death of the Deities campaign. And we are going to start this part off on the outskirts of Calgary with our 4 adventurers having met for the first time. Standing behind Dag is a 6-legged automatron that has got what looks like a container and with an engine attached to the back of it. And there's a lot of gears and stuff going and little smokes coming out of the smokestacks that are sticking out the back of it, and it's like boom.
That sounds like environmental hazard.
Haven't you heard about what we're doing to the atmosphere?
I know, right?
Climate change is nonsense.
Alright, so before you stands a dwarf.
Holding aside in pain, Nightbreed points his sword at the dwarf. Who are you? And what is that contraption?
I'm meaning to fix that smoky problem. Get out of my way.
Is the thing full of stuff right now?
No, I was moved going into town.
Okay. So how do you push past Nightbreed? Oh, Nightbreed just steps aside.
Yeah, Nightbreed just steps aside.
Alright.
Sword at the ready. Just in case.
You look pretty hurt there, big man. Why don't you go sit in old Boxy over there? Get a free ride.
He points to his weird thing. Does look like it has a seat in the front.
Where are you headed, dwarf?
I'm going into town. I got some scrap metal.
I don't think they're going to be interested in your scrap metal.
Oh, I'm not selling. I'm taking it off their hands.
With a shrug, Nightbreed moves up to the contraption and hops in the seat.
Alright, so you're like sitting in between the two legs there, and the moment you sit in it, it kind of like... What armor are you wearing?
Leather.
Okay, yeah, so It sits in it, and it sinks a little bit and then stumbles to try to regain its footing and goes, in protest.
Oh, I'm gonna have to adjust how much oxygen goes in there.
Catherine Grimm, how do you respond?
I didn't hear him.
I said, Kethra Grimm, how do you respond?
To what he just said, or?
To this whole thing. Random dwarf pops in, says he's going into town for scrap metal, tells Nightbreed to sit on his weird cart with legs, and you guys are just like...
No, I'll follow suit.
Right, but I'm asking what's your response. I'm trying to get more an idea of the scene.
Oh, I'm kind of conspicuous, but he doesn't seem like he caused any trouble, so...
You're conspicuous?
Meaning concerned.
Concerned, there we go. Thank you, Tanner.
She's standing there, there's lights all around her, she's like glowing. You're like, you're kind of conspicuous.
She changed into a clown costume.
I would like to roll something to kind of gauge his character. See whether he's... like someone's gonna betray us or something.
Like an insight on basically if he's telling the truth. Okay, go ahead and roll an insight. Are you telling the truth, Dagnabbit?
Of course.
Yeah, he seems completely genuine. He intends to come in here and scavenge the crap out of the place. Get some scrap metals.
Dwarf, are you aware that there are wererats in this village?
Well, I am now.
And you think you can handle yourself in there?
What a big group of motley adventurers like you. I don't see why not.
Nightbreed kind of like smiles a little bit. He likes that response.
All right, cool. Yeah, so you guys venture into the town, and there's, like I said, 7 buildings. They're all pretty average homes. Looks like that they were each made to house a family. One of the buildings is a little bit bigger than the others. It looks like it might be the town hall slash church.
I want to look around to spot the wagon that had the.
Oh, it's
crates
right in the
on it.
middle of town.
All right, then when we're close to it, I'm gonna hop off the moving coffin and inspect the wagon.
All right, Dag, before you see a wagon of supplies, and not all of them have been stolen.
I clap my hands, giggle a little bit, and run right over to the boxes.
All right, you clap your hands and you giggle a little bit, and you run over the boxes. And there is 4 wooden crates in the back, and one of them has a funny symbol on it.
Is that symbol an anchor with an eye behind it?
It is an anchor with an eye behind it. What is that? No, don't do that. They're not that big. Nope. Nope.
No.
Nope. Nope. And you encounter a giant head. Rawr. No, don't worry about it. We're covering up the name. Stop. Stop drawing. So yeah, there's 4 boxes in the back of this wagon. And yeah, Nightbreed, you do see the one with the symbol.
There's only one with the symbol, or do they all have it?
There's only one with the symbol.
Okay, I'm gonna go to that box then.
All right.
Is it big enough for me to carry? Like, how heavy is it? I'm gonna try to pick it up.
It's pretty heavy for its size.
Am I able to lift it, or is it too heavy for that?
No, you can lift it. It's just you can't run.
Okay. All right, I want to I'm looking around for any sign of. I assume that there was more than one box. I'm looking for footprint, any sign that it was taken or which direction it's gone, anything like that.
All right, I need you to roll me perception or an investigation, whichever you'd prefer. Dag, how about you? You see 3 boxes before you. Nightbreed just took one of them, and it looks like the nicest box.
What got you so interested in that box, that big guy?
In the town that I was in, I found a bounty about this box.
Oh?
So I plan on collecting.
Let's
Have had
take a look
everything else
inside.
in there. I don't think so.
Yeah, I'm more than enough to go around. Take the big spanner and start whacking a box open.
All right, so you look at one of the boxes, and when you say whack it open, are you like smashing the box? Or are you trying to pry it open?
Like, bam, bam!
Hitting it, but not hitting it too hard, just enough to loosen it up a bit to where I can just rip a plank off.
So let's say you set it on its side, and you're just like, bang, 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 and one of the planks pries off, its nails are all bent. And you peek inside?
Yeah.
This box has just a bunch of, like, I would say it's probably full of straw for cushioning. And then inside there's a bunch of jars of honey.
Bah! Kick it aside.
As you kick it aside, the jars fall out and break, and honey just oozes on the ground.
What a dick!
What about Kethra and Grim? Are they just standing there?
I actually want to walk over and inspect the boxes.
Alright, so you can go inspect a second box. What about you, Grim?
Yeah, I'll take a box as well.
Okay. Nightbreed, do you want to give me that investigation or perception?
Yes, I will. I'm gonna
Kethra,
give you a perception.
you find a box that was a little smaller than the one that Dag smashed. No, Keth, not you, Kethra. Not you. Nightbreed. You're opening a box. She's like, ah.
Look
It's a
at
very
it. It's
pretty
so
box.
beautiful.
It's slightly
Got it.
smaller than the one that Dag smashed, but it's a
I
little
open.
heavier. How do you open it? Do you have a crowbar or?
I think I might. 1 second. I do have a crowbar, so I
Excellent.
pry it open.
Then you do so. And when you pry it open, you see that this one's got a bunch of ore in it, like copper chunks. Grim, how do you open yours?
It looks like I will be forcing it open with one of my short swords.
All right. Yeah, it takes you a little while, but you're like, and you pry it open. And inside is a bunch of straw with 3 jars of honey.
Put one jar in my pocket.
Excellent. Nightbreed, with your perception, you can see that this cart was raided by 10 individuals. As you're kind of looking
Can I tell
around.
what kind of footprint they are? Or
They're small footprints, like halfling size,
Dude.
maybe. And they are booted, or booted. They're booted. They are booted feet. But what is more striking to you is that you see a goblin arrow stuck in one of the wheel wells.
Which direction did it come from?
It came from the northeast, heading towards the forest.
Okay.
More northeast, like 45-degree angle northeast.
Ah.
Yeah,
Northwest.
I might actually have Grim and Dagnabbit change their colors on me, because I see green, but all 3 of you have green.
I'll change.
Yeah, I don't mind changing that also.
Oh.
Alright, so Grim, you could keep green. That makes sense for a ranger.
My breed
You
chooses
just click on the color square.
Yeah, Dagnabbit did. He's blue now. And you click on the color
Blue.
square, and then you can choose.
On
There
the
we go.
color of flesh.
At least you weren't.
guy.
Alright, so. Yeah, you're pretty sure that goblins came through here.
Can I see any other arrows?
Nope,
Like
just the
on
one.
like buildings, anywhere?
Just the one
Just
arrow.
one? Okay.
It looks like they knew the town was probably not going to be much of a fight.
Dwarf, I have a proposition for you.
Go on.
This box is awfully heavy, and I have to transport it to town. If you let me use your coffin thing, I'll split some of the reward with you. Or if we die on the way, you can do what you want with the box.
Sounds good to me.
Alright, so I go and put the box on anywhere on the coffin that I can.
It's actually a giant, what looks like a giant wheelbarrow with a seat. So you
All
can
right, I'm
actually
gonna
put
write
it in
that
the
down.
bag. And inside this place, there's leather straps and chains, metal chains hanging around everywhere. And you can tell that it was built into the chassis of this stupid thing so that the boxes or gear or trash could be held down.
Make it sound like a sex dungeon.
This thing would not be a very good sex dungeon.
With enough grease.
It creates its own bounce.
So make a good trampoline.
All right. So, Dag, do you want to beckon your machine or?
Nah, it's fine where it is. Do I hear any of the copper from Kethra's box shift around? Or does it clunky?
I would say since she's using her crowbar, you heard the sound of rocks inside. Would you like to move over to her? Because it looks like she stepped away from you to open it.
Yes.
He's
So,
got that
Kethra,
look.
Kethra, I'm going to say that you're looking at the box, and you're like, what is this? And you like pick one up, and you look at it, and then you look back over, and there are these goggled eyes peering over the box. How tall is your dwarf, Dag?
About 4.5 feet tall.
How tall is your character, Kethra? You're
And
probably not
silence.
hitting your button.
Oh yeah, I know. I'm just looking for. I wrote it down somewhere. I just don't remember
The
where.
background, probably.
Probably.
Yes.
5'8".
Yeah, so his little goggle eyes are peering over the edge of the box.
He's staring into it
Tanner-
like it's the last bowl of cereal.
With your natural stone cunning, I'm not going to say that you have to roll to guess what this is. You do see that it's unrefined copper.
I start shaking very excitedly. Tools and
Are those
Do
what your
all the
goggles look
little-
like?
instead of they're just they look like welding goggles basically.
Okay, because as I say, the way they look, it looks like every time you look around, they would move like a chameleon's goggles. So yeah,
That would be awesome.
so you just see these welder's goggles peering over at you.
I'm bouncing around very excitedly, all the tools on my belt and hanging off my trousers and whatnot. They're just jangling around and just
Are you
Alright,
interested in the contents of this box?
shakes head very excitedly.
Shakes?
I
Why
just
not?
hand,
Not.
I hand him the box. I just give him the box. Say, you can have it. I have no use for it.
I knew I liked you.
Why don't you add 20 pounds of copper to your inventory?
Doodaloo.
And then later I'll find out how much that's worth in gold. And then you could figure out how much that translates to your abilities.
Is it unrefined copper?
It's unrefined copper. But that could mean that there's a mine around here.
I make a sharp whistle for the box to walk over.
All right, you whistle, and it's just like probably suddenly Nightbreed. You see it lift up, and it's like, and it just like steps over, and as it passes you, fumes kind of like. It's definitely
Luckily
not
for-
quiet though. It's like.
So he's definitely one who's always in the middle of the road.
Yeah,
Yeah,
well, obviously
so-
not.
It walks up and it lowers and tilts so that you could put the box inside of it.
And I do so.
Dun-dun-dun.
All right, you put it in, and as if there were some kind of like confirmation, it's like.
Who are you?
Spend a moment strapping all the boxes down, keeping them secured, and then open up the engine casing and fiddle fart around in it.
All right, you open up the engine casing, and there's tubes with rags tied around the hoses. But you know, how would you describe the engine? What does it look like?
Very, very cobbled together. Like it was a project born of boredom and sleep deprivation.
Okay, so I imagine there's like a lot of copper tubing, like pieces of cloth holding some of the tubes together where air might leak out. There's a small little furnace where you can drop coal in there, and it kind of
And
slowly burns it.
The furnace is a part of a brewing still.
Okay,
Nice.
so there's like freaking coiled tubes and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. And there's giant bellows attached to the back of it. So when it's running rough like this, you have to stoke up the fire. So you're like, and the furnace goes. But then you notice as you do it, it stops getting as smoky because now there's a strong flame in it. And it like goes. Stands
And it
at attention.
looks awesome. Oh, cheer.
I climb onto the seat.
All right, so you climb onto the seat, looking at the rest of the town, wondering maybe what else it has in it. Is there anything else?
I would like to do a perception check around the area to make sure nobody's watching us.
Yeah, go for it. There is, in fact, someone watching you.
Ooh. Where from?
From over here, hiding behind a couple barrels next to a building. So, if we were to, say, draw this object, here's the building, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then the barrels are right here. And you think you see somebody right back there.
Okay. I'm gonna head up to Nightbreed
Okay.
and kind of nudge him a little bit. Hey, don't look directly over, but there's something watching us from the barrels across the way, and I kind of
Like jerk your head.
head signal
Uh,
behind the.
Nightbreed nods in acknowledgement. Let Kethra know also.
All right, so I'm gonna head up to these two.
And I start moving this direction.
Relay
All right.
message.
All right.
So yeah, so we're gonna.
Stealth
Damn.
mode.
Well, we can't really stealth.
Are you guys looking at the barrels?
No, I'm rounding it like I am just moving towards another building that could be in that direction.
All right, Kethra, what's your response? Are you not
You
hitting
got
the
push
button?
button.
Yep, I'm not hitting the button. My bad. Direct my attention toward that way and move next to Nightbreed.
Okay, so Nightbreed, you're like not doing anything, just kind of walking over here.
Oh, dang.
Kethra's staring at the barrels and she's crossing over to you.
Yeah,
You
but
can't
she's the
undo
weird
it.
monk.
You can't do it.
Dang!
You already said, I'm drawing my attention to it and moving to Nightbreed. Dag, what are you doing?
I'm sitting here very confused as to why everybody's walking away from me.
Well, Grim told you. He said, hey, there's somebody behind those barrels watching us.
I wasn't paying attention.
Oh, fair enough.
He was just standing there looking at something.
I
Still
don't know
probably
What's going on
playing with that
dynamics.
copper.
All right, that's perfect. Okay, so yeah, you're just kind of on the back and you're like, what the heck? Where's everybody going? Nightbreed, that's when you can hear something falling from behind the barrels. The jig is up. He knows you're there. Then you realize Kethra's looking right at the barrels.
Nub.
Kethra! And I start moving over to it.
Yeah, you're definitely faster than the creature. And it actually darts out. Oh, by the way, Dag, if you look on your left-hand side, you see that thing that looks like a comb? It's actually a ruler. If you do that and you click and drag on your screen, you can check the distance. So if you click on your token and draw it out, you can see how far away something is. This thing goes like this and then trips and falls and lays in a crumple heap right in this area right here.
Can I tell what it is?
It looks like a frumpled piece of cloth, like a brightly colored robe of some sort, maybe. Unfortunately, it's getting dark, so you can't really see too much. But you are approaching it fast, and it doesn't appear to be getting up. It just appears to be hunched over, holding something.
Do I see all this going on now?
Yeah, you see him darting towards the barrels. He screamed,
I,
"Kethra!"
I flick a little switch on my goggles, and a beam of light projects out like a cone, like a flashlight.
So as Nightbreed's running towards this body, this light just shows up. Is it within range?
It's strong light 30 feet, and it's dim light from 30 to 60.
Okay, so yeah,
So it's more light than before.
brighter. Yeah, it's like the outskirts of a torch, and you see there's a woman laying on the ground.
But I don't.
I'm
Yeah.
still going to
Or no, yeah,
approach
you don't.
cautiously.
All right.
Ah. Hey, Blondie.
How you doing?
So she's laying on the ground, and she looks up at you, scared.
I point my sword at her. Are you a human or wererat?
I'm not one of those things, if that's what you're asking.
That is what I'm asking. Why aren't you one of them? And is your whole town like that?
Yes, I'm the only one who isn't.
What happened?
I don't know. We were talking about going and getting that witch, Sarsa. And then she cast a curse on us, and they all turned. Tears are just kind of like now finally falling because she was holding her breath, hiding from you guys the entire time.
How do you know that she cast the spell?
Who else could it be? Then she sent her goblins after us. They came in and they looted the town.
How long ago?
Last night. They were heading towards the mines.
There were a couple of wererats left in the city. Should I be worried? Your town? Should I be worried about more?
No, they all left with the goblins.
I point into the direction of that the arrow was shot from. That direction.
Yeah, can I? She motions like she wants to stand up.
Yeah, I put my sword down.
Since
Motion
no-
for her to stand up.
I
So
keep my
sh-
bow at the ready.
She stands up and she's still very nervous at you guys. And she's like, the mines were worked by Calgary men. Not enough of us to really make it profitable, but, you know, there's an old abandoned dwarven mining camp up there that we've kind of taken over. Built into
Wait.
a-
That thing shuffles and sputters and stomps its way over there.
How fast is it going?
Impressively fast for its size.
Okay, so it's like...
May I roll an insight on her story?
Yeah, go ahead.
Did you say mine and dwarven mining camp?
She is not lying. Yes, there was a small structure we saw that was built into the ground, and when we went in, we saw mining equipment, so our guys from time to time would go in there and go down to the lower levels and mine.
Thank you.
You're very, very welcome. She's confused, and she's also scared. Are your eyes
You
still lights?
Yes.
So you're like looking at her, and she's like, maybe that's why
I'm
she's not terrified of you.
blind.
She's like, I guess.
my
Can't really tell what's going on right now.
Kethra's in the back, jumping over Grim's shoulder, like, what?
I look at Dag. Cut the lights.
Oh, my bad. Click.
Thank you.
No one can see
I can see.
except Kethra and Dag. The girl's like,
Yeah, nobody can tell since we're all blinded, but Nightbreed is like blinking a lot. Try not to show it as his eyes adjust. You
Adjust
have somewhere to
pupils.
go.
No.
Well, guys, what should we do? You have anywhere to? Nothing, nowhere. What are you planning on doing from here?
I could go back to my house, but there's nobody here in the town.
I'm all
I don't know
alone.
if the town will be safe. Just staying here. Maybe you should head up to town we just came from.
You know, this all happened ever since that guy here. She points at the wagon.
Well,
Oh,
don't
really?
worry, we're gonna take it off your hands. You won't have to worry about it anymore.
They made-
Accusing
We could escort her to
Tubby
Gainsborough.
of bringing the rats.
Well, when that wagon arrived, we had a meeting that night about the witch and how to evict her, and then the next evening, several of us started attacking one another. And after the fight was done, the goblins came in and took most of the copper, and then those of us that changed went with them.
Oh, of course. Ignorant, always blaming the genius for problems that happen.
This is that witch's fault! She spats at Dag. I know it.
Oh, I have
Foolish
no
girl,
idea
you
who
don't
that
know
witch
anything.
is.
What did you say, Nightbreed?
Foolish girl, you don't know anything.
What are you saying?
I'm saying
She does look kind of hurt, by the way.
I'm saying that I've met this witch, and she didn't seem like she'd do anything like this. And so far, her story rings true. I saw no goblins about her place.
Oh, yeah? What else did she tell you?
Not much.
Did she tell you that she used to dress like a young fair maiden to sleep with our men?
Well, she is a witch, aren't they known for being lusty? And with a face like that, I'd hide it too. In fact, look at me. I don't have a face like that, and I hide it.
She doesn't seem like...
Amused.
She doesn't seem amused nor convinced at this point.
Mostly because she can't see your face.
I turn towards the group. Well, we're at a crossroads. Do we continue towards the mine, or do we go deliver the package?
I say we deliver the package and then take her with us to Gainsborough.
Yeah, the
At least she has
mountain's
a
not
nice
going
place to stay.
anywhere.
Would you
So,
say?
can you tell me if there were any other crates that had that mark with it? And I point towards if she can see the box.
Yeah, that was a strange delivery, but it's for a gentleman up in Gainsborough. Yeah, the goblins took 2 of the boxes thinking that they were important. The only reason why they didn't get these other 4 is one of our men came out, having survived the initial fight, and fought him off, but he ended up dying.
That's unfortunate.
I think we're gonna have to take a look in that box.
We all
Oh.
turn into Wererats.
I don't know if we should keep it.
I go to the robot and grab the box, scoot it towards me, get my crowbar ready.
Okay.
Then I'm gonna try to do it so that I can nail it back down, as convincingly as possible. There's nothing important inside.
All right. So you go to pop the top off the box. Could you make a dexterity save for me? Oh, nice. You're like,
Nice.
and then you hear a tink, and you go, and you jump away from the box just as this powder's like, pah, and then settles. You successfully evaded that trap.
Since it was in the back of Dag's machine, I look at Dag and I'm like, sorry about that.
What?
He's not even paying attention. He's just like... Actually, probably you would be, because he says he's going to open the box. So I imagine you'd probably be peering over your seat, like...
Or
are
maybe
you
that's
back
why he
there with him?
doesn't care.
Or are you back there with him, Dag?
Oh no, I'm too busy making notes in my book about the dwarven mine camp.
Oh, okay, yeah. So you're like, what? Just continue to write. Yeah, Nightbreed.
Tell me more.
The trap is disarmed,
All right, I'm gonna cover cautiously and covering my mouth. I'm gonna look into the box, mouth and nose.
all right. So you're like, and you open the box, and there is what appears to be a small black piece of what could have been a large circlet.
I'm gonna pick it up and examine it.
It's got a
Maybe
bunch
we
of runes in it.
maybe we should take it to the witch and see if she knows anything about it, or
Well,
what it might be, or
now we're hearing a
etc.
different side of the story. I don't know. I don't trust that any of these women's. Women's are always trouble.
Grim's personality trait says, "Never trust anyone. They're all lying."
That's right. That is right.
That is right. All right, so yeah, little black fragment, and the goblins took the other two.
Well,
And by the
witch
way,
is on the way.
The powder kind of glows green a little.
I'm being very careful not to touch it. Well, I guess it's probably on my hands now since I picked up the damn artifact.
Yeah, it's on your hands and it's glowing a little bit, but that's about it.
I'll put the artifact back. Then I'm gonna go find a piece of cloth to clean myself with. There's a bunch of empty houses.
When you put it down, the girl, out of curiosity, actually stepped up to the side and she kind of goes, "Oh, hang on," and pulls one out of her sash.
Oh, thank you.
Keep going.
Wipe myself down, and then I'm gonna clean up around the box as well as I can.
Look! You can't go to those mines. You need to take me to Gainsborough.
Well, it looks like we're heading that direction, so long as you can continue to move with us, but we're not stopping for you.
So you are going back to Gainsborough?
That's what it
That's
sounded
my
like
vote.
everybody wanted.
Right, but that was if you had the shipment. But you now know that the goblins have 2 of the boxes, so you don't have the shipment.
Well, yeah, but if we wanted to go see the witch
Oh,
anyway.
yeah, she's just north a few hours. She's not near Gainsborough. Gainsborough is another day after that.
Yeah.
You could take her to the witch's house.
Yeah, let's do that. Just tell her we're taking her to Gainsborough.
You guys are terrible.
I think she knows where the witch's house is.
We're just taking a detour.
We're taking you to our secret lair. We have
Maybe
to
you guys
blindfold
could
you.
maybe you guys could persuade her that the witch is actually good.
Well, I don't know if the witch is actually good.
Well, dude, does that
Then
mean
saved
maybe
my
you could
life.
deceive her into thinking the witch is actually good. It's up to you.
No, we don't want me.
You see where lies got me last time.
Nightbreed turns towards the girl. What's your name?
My name is Alith.
Alice? Look.
Alith.
Do you have anything to offer us?
She kind of covers herself up and goes,
Money-wise, we don't want your body.
"Oh, well, the goblins ransacked everything, but I guess She pulls out a pouch. I do have what I made today.
Well, made doing what? Didn't everybody get killed last night?
Well, I didn't mean today. I'm sorry. I meant the last day." She holds it up.
I don't trust her.
Do you extend your hand?
No, he's contemplating for a moment. You don't have the money to pay us to take you to Gainsborough.
Well, I'll do anything. She kind of removes her hands from her blouse and just keeps them at her sides. I'll do anything. I want to be safe.
Unless you have something of value, you're just standing in the way of business.
She kind of gives you a dirty look, and she's like, "Well, then, God's damn you."
Hold on. You did say the town is pretty much empty now, right?
Yes, the goblins went and took everything of value.
Who's the richest man in the town?
Well, I guess that would be well, I don't want to call him a mayor. We call him the constable. He stayed in the town hall.
Does he have anything that was confiscated from people who shouldn't have things that they shouldn't have?
Roll a persuade.
Just hit the dice.
Oh yeah, good question. So if you go to your skill checks,
Yeah.
Dagnabbit, under character sheet skills, yeah, hit the dice that's to the left of whatever skill you want to roll, and you're not rolling at advantage, so you just read the first number. She's like, I'm not going to tell you where that stuff is.
So there is things. Thank you very much.
I'm gonna give you inspiration, Dag. That's I, as a DM, fell for that trap. She goes,
I don't know what you're talking
she kind
about.
of lightens up. She goes, well, maybe as a payment, I could tell you where it is.
I just have to look for the most imposing big house, don't I?
Yeah, why don't you do that? She kind of seems overly confident.
You're muted.
You tell us where the valuables are, and we'll take you.
She immediately changes her tune. She's like, the well.
He nods to Dag.
Well. I walk over to the direction of it.
So the well is, in fact, you know what? Maybe I could just do this.
Hop skips over to it.
No, he's on a galloping machine that has fresh fuel.
So it hop skips over there?
Sure.
And you lose all cargo.
Yeah. The artifact in the back breaks.
And there you see a well. Actually, it's probably more like down this way because it wasn't at the wagon, but he put it in the chest, and it's at the bottom of the well.
Clever man.
I'm gonna follow Dag over to the well.
Is
If he needs
Dad
help.
going to the well?
Yeah.
I want to
Alright,
follow
so-
as well. I want to help.
We all just bail on the chick.
Do you use the machine to get there?
I'm gonna move.
Say that
actually
again,
in the
James. You
middle.
cut out.
Do you use the machine to get there, Dag, or do you leave it up with the girl?
Nah, it follows me until I tell it not to.
All right, but you're not sitting in its seat anymore, right?
Not anymore, no.
All right. The girl walks up, and she's like, "Yeah, it's down at the bottom." And there's a rope attached to a bucket that's kind of that's sitting next to the well. And it looks like water. There's like a spoon in the bucket, as if somebody had started drinking water out of it, but the bucket's still half full. Her eyes kind of spot the bucket, and she's like, "Oh, thank God, I've been dying of thirst." She sits down next to it.
Stop!
She looks over at Dag.
You see, when situations like these happen, and, the water is the first thing that is, it could be poisoned.
Poisoned. Everybody drank it the other day. He didn't die.
And look at how the town ended up.
She looks at you crossly. That was the witch.
Fine, drink the water. See what happens.
Dag, I would like you to roll a history check at advantage, and you get to add an expertise to it, so add 2 to whatever the number is, because of your stone cunning and your dwarven background.
Nice.
Just hit.
Just hit history. So go ahead and just hit the history dice. All right, and now add 2 to the highest number, which is 16, so you got an 18. Dwarves, when they make mining camps, oftentimes find water veins in the mine. And to dry the mine out, they'll build wells to their settlement to flood the water down that way. It's also an escape route in case the mine collapses.
Hmm.
So the source of the water here, if it's near a dwarven mining camp, could very well be the dwarven mine. We
That's
are
true.
in the plains, so having a well just out in the middle of nowhere, it's weird that they
Yeah,
were able
random.
to predict this.
And he's stashing the treasure down
I
there.
describe that very long-windedly, being the intellectual one.
Like longer than I did, like overly.
Yes.
So I imagine you're like, well, you see, the thing is that when water is in a mine and we need to get to the ore, we have to drown out the mine. So what we do is we start an arduous process where we actually start to dig a small trench that slowly pulls the water out of the mine like a sieve, and then it trickles through this trench that we guide to a location and make a center pool. Usually this leads to sopping the earth with water, and then we build another channel, the well, down to the bottom so that the water that we're pulling out of the mine can then be used to drink for the people. The people will be
Yes, yes,
survived.
yes. What's your point?
My point is, you don't need to drink the water. And I press a button on my belt, and the little leather pouch just kind of goes glop, 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 glop. Gallon of water.
She's like, oh. And she kind of
Freshest
stands up.
water you'll ever drink.
She stands up and she goes over to you. Roll persuade. She's like, I am not drinking water that came out of your belt.
And I chug it down.
Well, you're not drinking water that came from this well. I knocked the bucket into the well.
Okay, you knock the bucket. Oh, so you pick it up and then throw it over into the well, or you just knock it down?
How big is this bucket?
It's just a small
No.
bucket, but it's outside of the well. The well is...
Oh, I get you. I get you.
Yeah, like you can rest your elbows on
What
the
is the
well.
rope attached to the well?
No, the
I mean,
rope is
is it
attached to the
attached to
bucket. So
nothing?
basically, the rope is attached to the bucket. So basically, you throw the bucket over the wall, and then you lower it. You fill it with water, and then you pull it up. So the rope and the bucket are sitting next to the well.
Okay, well then I'm not gonna do that. But I do tip it over, make sure she put my foot on it, make sure she can't use it.
You kick it and you tip it over, and you notice that the water, as it hits the grass curls a little bit.
I point to it. I'm pretty certain that's your well and not the witch.
She kind of looks shocked. She's like, now that
I
you
can
mention
afford-
it. She goes, now that
I
you
can
mention
afford about.
Hang on. She goes, now that you mention it, I didn't have water that night. I was drinking with Philip, the man that chased the goblins off. Dag.
I can afford about proclaiming, I'm a genius.
All right, so we take her to Gainsborough. Are we still working on the treasure? Did we make any headway on that?
We would have to pull. Well, the treasure from the well or from the
Yeah,
cave?
from the well.
From the well.
We haven't even tried anything yet.
I
wanna-
was going to do something, and then she was
Had to
going
drink.
Yeah.
So after I'm done trouncing about, proclaiming my geniusness to the world, I shuffle up to the well, and a little silver beetle pops out of my belt, and I fiddle with some knobs on my goggles, and the beetle starts crawling down the rope.
Well, the rope is out of the well. You would have to throw the rope in. But that's a
Oh,
good
yeah.
idea.
Yeah.
So you want to lower the rope first?
Yeah.
All right, yeah, you're starting to lower the rope first, and then you just hear... You feel kind of like the bucket stop falling fast, but then gradually goes down. And so you feel the weight of the water wanting to pull the rest of the rope in. And then when you look over, you see the rope is actually staked to the ground so that it cannot fall in.
Okay.
Then you
So, yeah,
send
I-
your beetle.
as the beetle goes down. So I can see and hear everything that my little insect bug sees.
What's the range on
Um, 100 feet, I think.
that? Oh yeah, the well's only 80 feet deep. So you get about 50 feet down, and then you see the water. And roll me a perception.
And I have expertise on that.
Okay, so 2 more to that 6, so that makes it 8. Would you like to spend the inspiration I gave you?
Sure.
I'll let you re-roll it. I'm not going to let you keep the 16, but I will let you re-roll it. Oh, damn!
Yeah, that's
19.
better.
Holy crap. Yeah, so you happen to see that inside the well, there is a dire rat's body floating in it, and there's goblin arrows sticking out of it.
Blah!
And its blood is in the water and just all over it.
It appears that a lot of these problems are coming from the mine. There is a dire rat corpse bobbing up and down in the water. A lot of goblin arrows.
Nice, clean, fresh water.
My bug crawls
She
up.
kind of gets defensive, and
up
she's
to
like,
the-
"It used to be. They must have. I don't know when the goblins got down there, though."
You know, based on what the dwarf said, it's connected to the mine. That's probably where they are.
Yeah, but they weren't there before. I mean, makes sense, though. Oh my god. It wasn't the witch the entire time.
Well, too little, too late.
She kind of looks down solemnly.
Nightbury does not appear to feel bad for her.
Now, you guys could head up to the witch's hut with the girl.
That's my vote.
You guys could then head east to the mine the next day.
That's what I'm thinking. Drop her off.
Well, I did agree to take her to Gainsborough, but I mean, we could try to talk her into staying with the witch now that her opinion is different.
Yeah, I'll let somebody roll a persuade with advantage, but you guys got to decide who's going to talk to her. Or maybe an intimidate with advantage. If you're like, look, enough bullshit. It's up to you guys.
Because what I'm thinking is that we can keep her there until we figure out the whole mine situation, then take her to Gainsborough.
Absolutely.
I like that idea.
I
But
would be
I'm not going to
talking
be the one to persuade her.
What was that, Tanner?
She don't like me.
Actually,
Well,
she's probably like pretty impressed. I mean, you're doing research and stuff, and you're just a funny little man now. By the way, guys, can we just stop for a moment and acknowledge that Dag Nabbit looks like Danny DeVito from It's Always Sunny?
Yes.
Oh my god!
Oh, that's hilarious.
Because I just cannot imagine. I imagine Frank wearing the goggles going, "I'm a genius!"
That's hilarious. Gonna feed us raccoon or whatever with worms in it.
Now you,
I've got the hunger.
I point over at Nightbreed. Now you, big, tall, and surly. Where is this witch?
Hey,
North.
Did you guys just unanimously decide to say "fuck that treasure"? It's just like, When are you going down there?
I thought I was looking for it.
well, somebody's got to go down there to get it.
Oh, I'll go down there.
You're gonna crawl in that rat-infested water that killed everybody?
Kethra's like, man,
Well-
I can't believe James brought me back from the dead. I'll go down there.
She's already like halfway and take her, in her bikini or something.
Well, I can slide
Well-
down the rope and
Swim
hopefully not
like
fall in.
40 feet underwater in poison water.
Oh yeah.
What about the robot? It's down there.
It's a very tiny. It's the size of like a dung beetle.
But it's not. It's like an ant, super strong or whatever.
No, it just eats shit.
It's a robot. It's a robot beetle.
Well, we have rope. We all should have rope.
That's true. You could just tie ropes around Kendra and all of you could lower her. Or Catherine?
I was thinking we could just add rope to the rope that's there and try to pick up the box with the rope and the bucket, or at least with a hook of some sorts.
Oh, like trying to make a lasso and fish for the box?
Or
Well, you
something
could
like
technically do it with that little thing down there. Just be like, move it to the left a little.
that. Hmm.
Dwarf, can you see the chest under the water?
No. He cannot.
Nope.
He
Too
rolled
dark.
a 3 on his persuasion. Or, persuasion. A 6 on his, perception.
Perception.
What was the girl's name? Doesn't matter, really.
It's Aelith.
Aelith. Okay, I'm never gonna remember that.
Alyth.
Aelith, how did your mayor get this thing out of the well?
Well, it's really in the side of the well. It's just towards the bottom. There should be a brick sticking out of the wall that's small enough for a man to stand on.
I'm gonna move the bug around, see if I can find that brick.
I will let you roll another perception since you know what you're looking for. It's too dark down here.
You just cannot see anything at all.
Turn on your high beams, man.
Actually, it seems like as you're
I-
looking, all of a sudden your goggles are, it's like static. It's like...
No, I can't do my. Right, actually, I can. The insect is on the belt. Yeah, so I'm gonna peer over and turn on the high beams.
Yeah, you turn on the high beams and you do see a brick that's been built outward a little bit, and it's actually a brick for maintenance, like so that somebody could stand on the brick and fish dead shit out of the well. In fact, there's a few nets next to it, but it looks like there might be a little alcove into the wall behind that little platform.
I'm going to move the bug in there, the alcove.
Okay, the bug kind of skitters across the wall, stands on the platform, and looks in the alcove, and you see a box. It looks like a large equipment box.
Is it enclosed or is it open top?
It's kind of like the military ones from World War II that had the ropes on the sides, and then they like the flat wooden top.
So the box isn't in the water. It's more so like in the wall above the water, or
Yeah, it's in the side of the wall, right above the water level.
Okay, gotcha. Well, if you want, you can send me down there, and then I'll put all the stuff in the bucket and send it up, and then you can just pull me up.
Yeah, I relay the information to her where the alcove is, how far down the brick platform is.
If you do that, I'll
And
give her
I-
advantage on her athletics.
Yeah, I do all that, and then I get my bug out of there so she doesn't step on it.
Yeah, the little metallic brass bug is just like up the rope.
You have some neat gadgets.
Does it fly like a beetle?
Not yet.
Okay.
That'll be a later level.
All right, Kethra.
So
You're
I tie
brave.
a rope around. Yeah, tie a rope around my waist.
Somebody
Be like,
should
"Here."
tie it for you.
Oh yeah, Grim.
So you have
Tie me up, man.
I'll tie the other end to the robot.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Okay,
Wish I
so
was rolling for that.
you're. I'm not gonna make you roll for it. I'm just saying that somebody else should tie it on her. Everybody knows how to tie a
Yeah.
rope in the medieval ages.
True that.
That'd be like the only knight having Velcro shoes because you can't figure out how to tie your shoes. So,
Don't make fun of me.
Dag, you go over to your machine. Maybe you don't even tie it on your machine. Maybe you like pull down a little clamp and there's a wheel and you wrap it around the wheel and you hit a button and it's like. Kethra, go ahead and roll an athletics.
Can I roll an acrobatics and make it fancy?
No, because you're actually climbing. It's not.
Dang.
This well's not
Okay.
big enough. Well, you know what? I'll take away your your advantage if you. No, could you
I
stop
rolled
pushing
for
the button?
athletics anyway.
Oh, okay. Well, an 11's not bad. It just, and if he gave you advantage, so an 18's not bad. That's perfect. So you're like climbing down the edges, and you get to the ledge, and there's a large footlocker in the alcove.
Oh yeah, instead of being lowered down, she's just taking the maintenance route.
Yeah, she's just climbing down. It's just the rope was a precaution.
I use my crowbar to carefully open the box.
You don't have to. It's not even sealed. The mayor was
cool.
probably like, "Who the fuck would come down here?" Yeah,
And
so
the
like,
bucket is the bucket down there with me?
the bucket's in the water.
Oh, hey guys, can you pull the bucket up a bit? I yell.
I do so.
Why?
Because I'm going to load the stuff into it, and I'm going to dump the water out and load the stuff into it, and then you can just pull it up so I don't have to carry it all up with me.
Scoffs at remark.
I have a better idea. I take out 2 more ropes, tie them onto the winch, throw them down, tie the ropes to the handles.
Are there any handles? I thought it was just a box.
Rope handles on the side.
Oh, okay. Then yeah, I'll do that and then get out of there.
All right. Did you open it or did you just?
No, I
shut it?
opened it. No, I opened it.
All right. Would you like
I
to
wanted
try
to
to
see
see
what was
what's in
inside.
it?
Yes.
All right. So, stop pushing the button, please. So, inside the chest, it looks like there's a couple weapons, like a couple swords. Maybe they were like, "Hey, no weapons here," and it looks like a rolled up piece of parchment.
Read the parchment.
You see darkness.
Oh, but I have dark vision.
Yep.
uh,
Dark vision allows you to see in black and white, but it's not like.
I have a torch. I have a torch.
Okay.
I light my torch.
All right. So you're holding onto the wall. You light your torch, and you start reading it, and it's a note from a messenger, who was working with this group called the Black Ravens, and the note reads, "Michael, the Black Ravens have just received a mission from the King Most Dire. I'm going to be sending people your way. You need to tell them what they need to hear. They know what to ask you. You'll know the answer. It's time we come out of hiding and defend the gods that we all love and respect." Signed, Bjork Holderheck.
May he rest in pieces.
Yeah,
As
who
you're
is no
sitting
longer
there-
with us.
The torch flickering. You hear. And as you turn around, there is a zombie coming out of the water, but he's not tall enough to get you. He's just like, and it's a dwarven zombie dressed in old miner's clothes.
We got a zombie down here. A
Well, then-
zombie.
Oh!
Do you want to go ahead and pull her and the box up?
Yeah, while she was down there, I
Do
said
you want us? Well, I'm gonna
Hey,
yell down
whoa,
for
hey.
her.
One at a time. Hang on. That was static. That was weird. What was that?
That was weird.
Okay.
My mic rubbing against my sweater. Sorry.
Oh, okay,
Oh.
then you guys are good. I thought it was because maybe we were overloading this poor chat, which, by the way, Discord, everybody, great chat program, made me divorce Skype. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. I'm gonna yell down, ask if Kethra is ready for us to pull up. Oh, you?
Yes. Pull me up. Oh, get me out
It's
of
like
here.
the
Fuck
scene in
off.
Ghostbusters 2 with the weird, bone hand coming out of the slime, and Ray's like, pull me up!
Exactly.
What were you going to say, Dad? Because I have a feeling it might be pertinent.
while she was down there, I was setting up a simple rudimentary system so that when winching up the rope, it doesn't scratch against the stone and break.
Ah, good idea. So let's say you're like, roll me an investigate, or, roll me a skill. Choose a skill on the skill list that you think could help you with this.
Is awesomeness on
It
that
could even
list?
be perception if you want. It could be any skill you want.
Yeah, perception.
Go for it. You're like, oh my. And you run over and you grab the spoon that's laying on the ground from the bucket, and you come back and you lift up the ropes and you slide it under there, and you're like, the stone will cause too much friction. And now it won't. So the machine's just standing there like.
I flipped the reverse on the winch little motor, and it.
All right, so you hear
Race.
as the engine hits full power, and you hear this as this pressurized chamber is filling with air, and when it's filling with air, it's like. And Megan, you're down at the bottom holding your torch, and you're looking down at the zombie, and it's like slowly going up, and then all of a sudden it's like, and you're like, you could almost like.
I'm actually sitting on the box.
Okay, well, you could almost use your hands to like keep yourself away from the edge of the wall because it's trying to drag you up the wall. So you're like, but you're going up fast. It's like
Buddhist palm.
And then
Buddhist
all of a
palm,
sudden,
Buddhist palm.
Tanner, do you want to try to stop the winch up at the top of the well?
Yeah, it slows down, so
Right.
so she's the top of the box is equal with the lip of the well.
All right, Megan. How are
Oh
you doing?
no, not so great anymore. I know that voice.
I want you to roll 2d6 and not get a 1 on any of them. Good.
Nice.
But what happens with your 3 is that as you're coming up, you hear one of the ropes is actually the rope that you're, like you had originally come down on. It starts to fray apart. So you kind of grab, like when it snaps, you grab it and you're like, ah! And you're like holding your own weight up by your arm. And you get pulled out to safety.
Hooray!
The box comes up as well. There are 2 swords in here, 2 long swords. And then a book. Other than that, there's nothing else.
Ooh, book!
She's like quick fingers.
Yeah, I reach for the book.
Okay, you grab the book. Looks to be like a magic spell book.
Can't really use that, but can I use...
Take it to the witch's payment to keep an eye on.
Oh, that's a
what's-her-face.
great idea. That's a great idea, Tanner.
Excellent job.
She pockets it.
Can I roll a religion or like an arcana to see like
Yeah,
what kind
yeah,
of
absolutely. You could do whatever you want.
ghouls?
Nice.
Awesome. This is not a religious book.
Next!
Well, you know that for show.
Yeah, but now you know for sure it's... You crit twice! Twice!
Whoop!
This book is a magic book. It is a wizard spell book. And when you open the first... Do you open it?
Yeah.
When you open the first page, you see a name written inside the book saying Agathor. You might want to write that down.
I'm gonna peer over her shoulder, and I'm gonna roll a history check.
All right. I think that I'm going to give you advantage because she probably said the name out loud with that nat 20. She's probably like, Agathor.
Yeah, I would have told everybody what was in it.
Oh my god. Agathor, Mr. Dag, is a wizard who took care of the unfortunate, the sick, and the lame throughout his life. Made sure he was a conjuration specialist and used to conjure food for starving children and stuff like that. And he ascended to godhood and became the god of orphans, where his job is to go and find these wretches that have no lives, that are suffering, that are in pain. And if he cannot feed them and take care of them, if they are still good people despite everything that's happened to them, he takes them with him, or he takes the kid with him into a fog of smoke, and they ascend to heaven.
I relay all that to them.
Didn't we already learn about him?
Trevor,
Nightbreed.
you muted.
Yes, actually, Nightbreed watched him take a kid into that fog.
Yeah.
So they're talking about the same wizard that made your guys' food in the bar.
Wizard battle.
And who apparently is in love with the witch, or the witch is in love with.
So
That old
now
man
we
gets
know.
around.
Yeah,
he
so
does.
I'll
Well, I
pocket
mean,
this.
to be fair, it's only a day away from the town, so.
I'll pocket the book and then bring it to the witch.
Okay.
And I want to inspect the swords. See if there's anything special about them.
Just a couple long swords. You could either
Normal
smelt
ass
them.
long swords.
Yeah, you could either smelt them down or sell them.
I don't even bother with them.
And load them up.
All right, so you put. Go ahead and add that to your inventory, Dag.
As junk metal.
No, well, he could do it as junk metal or just long swords.
I was just kidding.
If you wanted to do it as like, if you had no intention of using them and you just wanted to scavenge them, I guess what I would say is it's probably whatever the weight of the sword is in steel. So if the sword's like 3 pounds, then it's 6 pounds of steel.
So how do I keep the information that I add in there permanent? Because when I put that 21 pounds of ore, that information's gone.
Let me check.
I just wrote it in the treasure loop. And
No. I never write it in the treasure loot.
okay.
Write it in your actual inventory.
Oh, that could be what's going on.
Treasure is interesting stuff. So, and then for weight, that'd be 20. And where it says carried, you can uncheck that to indicate that it's in your robot and you're not actually carrying it. And then you'll have to find out what longsword weight is. And this is actually a good time for us to take a break. We'll come back for part 3, our final part of this episode. Are you guys having fun so far?
Yes.
Yes.
I
Excellent.
apologize, audience, that we're not making. There's not so much violence.
No, you know,
We're building
it's,
up the drama.
yeah, it's a sandwich. You got to have drama, violence. You know, it's a give and take.
Yeah.
And right now it's the Inspector Gadget sandwich.
There you go. Yeah, actually, since Dag is new to the party, Nightbreed, what's your opinion of Dag as a player, and what's your opinion of Dag as a character?
I am really enjoying Dag as a player and a character. I always love Tanner's characters. He puts a lot of thought into them.
What does Nightbreed feel about Dag?
Oh, he's like, this whole time he's thinking, I gotta get me one of those. With everything. I mean, he sees the walking coffin and the goggles and he's like, I want a utility belt.
I totally imagine that too, because when Trevor was making Nightbreed, he literally described Nightbreed as the medieval Batman.
Exactly.
And
That's
Dag could
exactly.
be as Mr. Fox.
Oh, sweet, man.
Grim,
I love Dag.
Aw.
what does your player feel about Dag, and what does Grim feel about Dag?
Personally, it's always enjoyable. He thinks of things that we don't really do ourselves, I guess.
Yeah, he's another perspective.
Yes,
He
exactly.
thinks out of the box, basically.
My character, well, to be honest, he doesn't really trust anybody, but he did feel some sort of connection with Nightbreed when you first met. He feels that Kethra is along for the ride, and he's not too sure what he feels about Dag. He's just kind of there. Like, he's just out there, and he just doesn't quite understand him.
That's fair enough. Kethra, what does the player feel about Dag, and what does Kethra feel about Dag?
You need to push a button.
You need to push the button, dear.
Yeah, I like Dag as a character. He's pretty cool. I like all the technology and stuff, and as far as that goes. But Kethra, she's I guess indifferent towards him. Like doesn't know what to think. I guess because yeah, the only interaction I've had was, "Hey, here, have some copper. You lower me down to this, and I'll get this for you."
All right.
But he seems really like smart, intellectual. I guess.
Would she be weirded out by the mech thing?
I don't think she
Uh,
would. But real quick, half elf, right? Or elf?
No, I'm human.
Human. Okay, never mind then.
Because I just didn't know if her monastery, or if the monasteries knew anything about mechanized beings or whatever.
Oh no, I'm like, what? What's
Yeah,
going on
actually,
with
that's a
that
good
thing?
point. I don't think anybody has really heard of it except maybe the dwarves and gnomes.
Yeah, I certainly have it. That's why Nightbreed thinks it's so awesome.
I'd be very confused. Like, how does this work? Does it breathe? Do you feed it?
Okay.
Yeah, I feed cold.
Very good point. All right, well, thank you guys. We're going to take a quick break, and then when we get back, we are going to do part 3 of our
Part 3.
episode 2, and it'll be the final part. So
Dun,
we're going to
dun,
take a quick
dun.
10-minute, and we'll be right back. Thank you very much, and please like, subscribe, support the players, and feel free to leave comments asking them questions, because I'm sure, as this is a fledgling YouTube channel, I do encourage us to take care of the comments, and once it becomes more popular, I can't always promise that, but definitely ask away. If you have any questions for myself, feel free. And that'll be all for this part. Thank you very much.